What is up, y'all? Happy World Cup, man. What a journey. What a freaking journey. The Pugs' first World Cup. My probably, I don't know now, 10th World Cup. Pesci is all about it. Her favorite player became Mbappe. She was getting the Ronaldo bone every single time. And then she talked me into the Mbappe bone. And then she was talking me into the Lamine Yamal bone. We've been enjoying watching all the games. The journey started off, went to Mexico for 10 days. Make sure that you go watch that journey as me, Scott, and the Wolf Catcher went throughout Mexico City. We went through Guadalajara. We went through Monterrey, experiencing all the sights and sounds. Had a blast there. No place like Mexico. You can see why it's the only place to host 3 World Cups. Fantastic journey there. Watching every single match across pubs, and went to legendary Azteca Stadium, went to the stadium in Guadalajara, went to the stadium in Monterrey to watch Tunisia versus Japan, experiencing all the sights and sounds and the beautiful Mexican people and the culture and the food. Come back to Lincoln, Nebraska, and enjoy it. Watching all the games. There's not been a second of a match I watched. Even when I had to be on the plane traveling, I made sure I had the beauty of DVR to watch these games. I've watched some games a couple times. I've watched that Cabo Verde Argentina game a couple times. I've been falling asleep to that. Revisiting some of the old World Cups as we're getting close to the end, and it's becoming sad now because it's inevitable that pretty soon we got to go back to our normal lives without the World Cup, and what the hell are we going to do? And I'm already really trying to dig deep into college football content and college basketball content because I know the post-World Cup blues are coming. I get them every damn time. It's miserable. It feels like the first breakup you had back in the day when you're just laying around and you're listening to sad music. You're watching sad shows. You're just trying to get that cry. You're trying to be a little closer to family and friends. You're trying to play a little bit more fetch with the dogs, and just trying to do whatever the hell you can do to get through the post-World Cup blues. I experience it every 4 years. You know, you anticipate it. I watch all the qualifiers. I get into it. This year we wrote the book. This year we did the podcast, doing everything to fully embrace the World Cup, learning about all these teams. And still, no matter what, no matter how you prepare for the World Cup, there's stories that emerge and things that happen that you never could have foreseen. And certain teams capture your spirit, certain players capture your spirit. And even in a World Cup where you think about, we're down to Argentina, Spain. These were the 2 most heavily picked teams. You know, if you were watching everybody's bracket contests, everybody's pick'em shows, reading any preview magazines, I would say 90% of them probably had Argentina, Spain, and probably a lot of them had both of them in there. Even in the Rusty Moreno World Cup preview book, the book of the summer, that you can still get on Amazon. It's going to be a collector's item for all time. It's going to be up there with the Mike Tyson man thong that he was wearing during the Jake Paul fight. It's going to be right there with the leg lamp from A Christmas Story. Just one of those heirlooms you can pass through family generations. It's out there. And in that book, and I got that book right behind me here, the Rusty Moreno World Cup preview book. In this book here, I predicted that Spain was going to win the World Cup. And who knows? And you know the journey. And as you're watching these games, France became one of the teams, you know, the team, one of the best teams I've ever seen, honestly. And I said it several times, the best team does not win the World Cup. It's hard, especially once you're an extended knockout now. It's not just round of 16 to 8 to 4 to 2. Now you have that round of 32, and it's an extra game. Okay, how do players do with the quick recovery? How do the players do with the travel? How do you handle all the logistics? How do you handle all the game plans, the strategies? There's a lot of factors that go into the World Cup. And you know, once you get to this moment, the top teams always shine through. You eventually get through the Cinderella stories, the dark horses, and the creme de la creme rise to the top. But that doesn't mean that the best team always wins. And man, this Spanish team is the absolute kryptonite for Spain. For Spain is the absolute kryptonite for France. They beat them every single time. I don't even know how it's possible to be with a team with all the stars, Mbappe, Olise, Dembele, Saliba, all the stars that they have at their disposal, Barcola, Dewey. Spain has their number and beats them the entire time. And Spain put on an absolute masterclass in Dallas, dominated the entire game from the opening whistle. France could not even get a shot off. Even when Spain took the lead and France, you would figure they got to go for it. They could barely even test the goal for Spain. Lamine Yamal showed up. He demonstrated his value. The Dennis system, demonstrate your value early on in this match, drawing the penalty when Lucas Digne, what the hell was he doing? Took a TC Wolfcatcher slow pitch softball swing and missed and gave Spain the penalty. And then the most underrated player in World Cup history, Mikel Oyarzabal, stepped up and does what he does and put it in the back of the net. And Spain was flying, man, and they deserved that goal. And you knew the second one was coming, and they put on an absolute passing clinic in their second goal. And eventually it was Pedro Porro putting one in the back of the net. What a freaking buildup. If you go watch the buildup to that second Spain goal, that reminds you of shades of 2010 and that run they had and the tiki-taka passing style. It's just ingrained in the Spanish DNA. They know exactly what to do. They know the positions to be in. They know the quick pass, how to get out of pressure, one touch, two touch, how much time do I have? They know how to run to space. They know how to run to space for their teammates. So I can maybe draw this player and it allows an opening here. And then they got an absolute superstar that they can give it to on the right wing that can just go 1v1 and just take people on at the blink of an eye. Spain had this game. They had control of it. I could see this game, and I could see, Spain was the one team that could take this France team out. But I did not expect Spain to just put on the clinic and dominate the entire match. Bradley Barcola, who subbed out in probably the 58th minute, he was looking like the player that was in the most form to do something against Spain, and he subbed out. But you got to understand, Deschamps has kind of made that move. If he goes with Dewey, he subs Barcola in the 60th, 70th minute. If he starts Barcola, he puts Dewey in, and they're down 2 goals, and he's just thinking, oh, what the hell I got to do? And you can't sub out Mbappe. You can't sub out Dembele, the Ballon d'Or winner. Okay, so it's tough. He's trying to make moves. He's trying to figure out things. When he took out Olise, I knew it was game over. And this was the first time Michael Olise looked human the entire tournament. Okay, he looked human. Spain just completely dominated. Fabian Ruiz, Rodri, man. Rodri, what an absolute monster he is. The only dude on the entire field that tucks in his shirt, just that old school vibe. And you get an old school toughness with that guy, a type of guy that could play in any generation. Been watching the 1986 World Cup that took place in Mexico. And then I was watching the 1990 World Cup. As we haven't had these games, I've kind of been watching some of these old World Cups as I do very often. But Rodri for Spain is one of those players that could play in any era, any generation, any type of contact you want to play. I could see him playing in an era. And this was just not France's day, man. Spain smothered Mbappe every single time he touched the ball. He couldn't do anything. He got a set piece, and you were thinking, man, is this Mbappe's moment? He sailed it over. Dembele couldn't get anything going. Olise, who looked like a god this entire tournament, couldn't do anything. And to make matters even worse, William Saliba injured, had to be subbed off in the first half, and you just knew it wasn't going to be the French day. Shout out to Didier Deschamps. He's been one of the best coaches in international football history. He lost his mom during the World Cup. So you can imagine how crazy that would be. I mean, anytime you lose a family member, you know how hard it is. You know the thoughts that go through your mind. He flew back to France, had the service, met with family, met with friends, and then flew back to the United States to coach in the World Cup. You kind of felt like it was the story was writing itself. You got the best team and you got a coach and you got a story that maybe is giving them that extra motivation. But Spain wasn't having any of it. Didier Deschamps, thank you for your service, man. You've inspired millions of people. You're the best football coach in French history. I know right now you're probably getting some hate because the passion runs deep all over this globe. But you're an absolute legend. 2 straight World Cup finals, and you were 1 game away from 3 straight. In Spain, you immediately emerge as the tournament favorites. Right when they win this match, you could see their odds. They went from like plus 160 to win the World Cup before to minus 160 immediately after they take out Spain. Let this be a lesson for everyone foolish enough to cast Spain as an underdog. They are never an underdog, and if somehow they're ever an underdog from here on out, I'm taking them. And you think they're one game away from winning it all, winning that freaking trophy for the second time ever. And next World Cup is in Spain. Lamine Yamal is just turning 19 years old. Pau Cubarsí just turning 19 years old. They got weapons, man. This Spanish team is a unit. The England-Argentina match in Atlanta, you knew what this was going to be. You knew, everybody knows about the history of Argentina, England, and how deep it is in the stories. Imagine growing up as an Argentina kid, and you're hearing all the stories of how England people treated like you like shit, looked down upon you, and you're growing up in England, and you hear all the stories of how Argentinians did you wrong and how you could have won the World Cup in 1986 if it wasn't for the cheating of Diego Maradona and the hand of God. And this is an international football rivalry. You think about even with David Beckham in the World Cup and him getting the red card with Diego Simeone and that story. It's one of those matches, you know, it's going to be really physical the entire match. And man, England, I said before the World Cup, England will not win on American soil, but I didn't even see this, man. It's like destiny for England for the World Cup to end in heartbreak every single time. And this team felt different with Jude Bellingham just going ape shit. Hey, Jude, how good has he looked this entire tournament with Harry Kane just going beast mode? Think of those 10 minutes we had against the DR Congo with Harry Kane and how he just turned into something out of this world and just went on an absolute mission to score those 2 goals. And it seemed like this. They survived Mexico at the freaking Azteca with all the elements, get the red card. They survived that. And that match with how they survived was a little bit foreshadowing into this match. And they get the goal. And they're 10 minutes away. Everybody can feel it. It's coming home. People are thinking about it. Everybody's feeling. David Beckham's already thinking about what it's going to be to play in the first final in 60 years. And then to go out like that, to give up 2 goals, to change your tactics, and to have Argentina just kind of do exactly what you did to the DR Congo and do it to you. And like I said, England is not winning on American soil, but for a minute I thought I was wrong. Turns out I was right. It just happened to be in the most brutal fashion possible. The only thing that probably could have been worse for England is to lose in a penalty shootout. The first half, man, this was Mortal Kombat. That first half, there were fouls. There were hard-ass fouls. There was blood. There was pain. You were wondering, are either of these teams going to finish the game with 11 players? You had Jude Bellingham and Lionel the GOAT Messi in each other's face, and Messi giving the okay face, the straight Robert De Niro before he has somebody whacked in every Robert De Niro movie you've ever watched in your life. And I want to shout out Robert De Niro, the Fan. A lot of people haven't seen The Fan. He plays a knife salesman, and he's a huge fan of the San Francisco Giants baseball team. Wesley Snipes plays the star baseball player, and it gets very twisted. Robert De Niro ends up capturing Wesley Snipes' kid. He kidnaps him. And the knife salesman's going rampant, and you see Robert De Niro saying, "Bobby!" He says it over and over and over. He's demonstrating his knife throwing ability. He's demonstrating his kidnapping ability, and he makes that okay face, and that's the same face Lionel Messi gave to Jude Bellingham when Jude Bellingham was talking shit. Who knows what he said? And we should have known right there. We should have known right then and there when the GOAT makes that face that it's game over. In the first half, like I said, Mortal Kombat, man. Physical, hard fouls, back and forth, shit talking, everything that you would imagine with 2 teams that have this type of history, the Falkland Islands, the war, the hand of God, the red cards, their entire history. And then in the second half, it happened, man. Anthony Flash Gordon just turned into something different. He absolutely blew by every Argentinian player and just put in an absolute golazo. The possibilities seemed endless for what England was about to accomplish. Anthony Gordon, he's become I've become a fan of Anthony Gordon. He's got the crybaby face. He looks like probably everybody that they wanted to cast for Game of Thrones, probably what every single English person looked like back in the 1500s, 1600s, looks like what the royal family would probably look like. And he had England dreaming that it's coming home for the first time since 1966. Everything seemed perfect for the Three Lions. But Argentina were not finished. And if you've been paying attention and watching this World Cup, you know you have to kill this team. They were pushed against the ropes, pushed to the absolute brink against in the first round against Cabo Verde. And Cabo Verde, the Cinderella story, maybe greatest Cinderella story ever. The only team that they didn't lose to Spain in the group stage, and they took Argentina to extra time, but pushed to the brink, stunned. They couldn't believe what happened. Do it again. Score 2 goals when they're down to Egypt to push forward, getting pushed by Switzerland until Switzerland gets that red card. And you just know that whatever you do, whatever you throw at them, they're going to have an answer. They're going to be able to dig deeper than anyone. They have the heart of an absolute champion. Okay, they have the championship mindset from a team that we've maybe never seen before. Messi looks like he's carrying them, but all of these players can dig deeper. They can dig inside of themselves to a place that our brains cannot comprehend, but it seems like a normal world to them. That David Goggins mindset, who's going to carry the boats? And it seems like they don't even wake up until they're pushed to the most absolute adversity possible. And they came at England full swing, just coming at their throats. And England, you knew something was up when Thomas Tuchel, who it seems like he's made every right decision this entire tournament, but he decided to go super conservative, put 5 in the back, and he was thinking, it worked against Mexico, can maybe work against Argentina. And Argentina just pushed forward, hit the crossbar right back at you. And it just seemed like no matter what England would do, within 30 seconds, Argentina's right down, knocking at the door again. You just knew that the first goal was going to come. And when the first goal came, it was crazy. And you watch and you look at online, was Messi offside when he played it back? I don't know. It's tough. You kind of think in a match, in a tournament when we've been getting VAR on every single call. I even remember thinking about it during the match, like they're not going to go to VAR and review it. And they didn't even show the replay. I thought it was close. From some of the angles you see on Twitter and on social media, it looks like he could be offside. You would have liked to actually see the VAR call. Was the offside? Was the onside? Either way, they don't call it. Argentina gets the goal. England, you think now they're in full survival mode. Can we just get to extra time, tied at 1? And maybe we'll make some adjustments and we'll do something in extra time. And Argentina just kept the pressure. They seemed to even ramp it up even more. And everybody's starting to question Tom Tuchel's decision for the first time. And the tactical shift for England, it was inevitable that it killed them. Argentina pushed and pushed and pushed, and Argentina dominated so much in those closing stages. The England defense was no match. And in stoppage time, I think it was the 91st minute, just McAllister hits the crossbar, hits the post, and you're thinking, oh man, was that their chance? Messi somehow sticks with it. Does he foul? He makes a foul that's not called, but he sprints his ass off, hustles, gets the ball, sends a cross home. And there is Lautaro Martinez, who had just subbed in. Somehow he was unmarked, and he heads it home. And Argentina do it again. Argentina, Andres Cantor is making the call, and Telemundo going freaking crazy. Argentinians everywhere going crazy. England is scrambling. Shit, now we need to get a goal. They try to throw in Rashford. They try to make some changes. And Thomas Tuchel, man, you had a great tournament. Everything you did worked. You had all of England believing. You had Jude Bellingham playing at the level we expect Jude Bellingham. But that type of shift, you're going to get the criticism. And I don't think we'll see Thomas Tuchel again, but I think some other team will be happy to have him. And we get a date. It's Argentina, Spain. Argentina absolutely deserved to advance to the final. It was a night of history. This match had absolutely everybody. Nobody could ignore it because of how loud Argentinian supporters were the whole time. Think about them flooding out the sounds on the England national anthem, just continuing to chant about Las Malvinas, about the Falkland Islands. The echoes could be heard I could hear the echoes of the roars from Atlanta all the way in Nebraska. The history that these teams had, Mexico 86, France 98, Japan and South Korea 2002. They have clashes every single time. They have historical battles every single time. And this one absolutely delivered again. England, you almost, I've never really been a fan of England, but you almost for a second made me a fan. How could you not like Jude Bellingham? How could you not like Anthony Flash Gordon? How could you not respect Harry Kane? And I don't know if we'll ever see Harry Kane at a World Cup again. I definitely don't believe we'll see him at this level, but who knows? Lionel Messi somehow looks like the best player on the planet, and he's 39 years old. So who knows? Maybe Harry Kane comes back and at that age does something crazy for us, and we get another World Cup out of him. And we get the match, man. Argentina versus Spain. It seems like now when you go back to before the World Cup and you're thinking about your predictions, it seemed like this match was inevitable. You get the young superstar Lamine Yamal versus the living god Lionel Messi playing in the 6th World Cup. This match is going to be crazy. This World Cup has had everything. All it needs is just a banger final. I think Rodri, I think Fabian Ruiz are going to dictate this midfield. I think they're going to create way more chances than Argentina is going to have the ability to create. It is just impossible to pick against this Argentina team. They do not lose. My guess is Spain is going to get a goal. Somehow they're going to find a way. Is it going to be a set piece? Is it going to be a penalty? Is Lamine Yamal going to create a moment of magic? But then as soon as that happens, Argentina is going to go absolutely apeshit. They're going to do everything in that's possible, humanly possible, to create an equalizer, and they will create that equalizer. What I know is that Lionel Messi is probably going to get a goal, or he's going to get an assist. Questions that need to be answered. Is Nico Williams going to be fit enough to play? Because if he is, and you get that same type of weapon, that same type of speed down the left side that you have on the right side, I know Lionel Messi is going to ball. I know Marc Cucurella is going to be one of the absolute best players on the field. I don't know how anyone was hating on him. When I did my preview and I said he's gonna be one of the best players of this World Cup, that was some comments that I got that Cucurella, I don't watch enough. I don't watch football. Cucurella is not that good. All this shit. Not only is he an attacking menace going forward, he is so good defensively. I know he's going to be one of the best players. I know Rodri is going to be one of the best players on the field. I know Lamine Yamal is going to create goal-scoring opportunities for Spain. I know that Argentina is going to try to double team him as much as they can. I think a mistake is probably going to be what's going to decide this match. And who's going to make the mistake? Who's going to avoid the mistakes? Who's going to not get rattled when the shit talking really starts escalating? Who's not going to make that mistake or get rattled on a set piece when you're getting pushed, when you're getting shoved, and you get maybe poked and prodded in places that you're not used to? And what I do know is Spain start 2 teenagers, Lamine Yamal, Pau Cubarsí. And what I know is that Argentina has won 3 major tournaments in a row, 2 Copa Americas, 2022 World Cup, survived everything thrown their way at this World Cup. Argentina has all of the experience. What a matchup. The champions of Europe versus the champions of CONMEBOL, the champions of South America in New York City. Argentina versus Spain World Cup final. This is going to be a match of our lifetimes. This is one that we've been waiting for. 2 footballing superpowers that are going to be going head to head. One side with the greatest player of all time, still chasing that 4th star for Argentina. The other with the golden generation playing some of the most beautiful football we've ever seen in our lives. Messi versus Yamal, experience and genius versus youth and charisma. This is going to be a chess match between two of the best teams on the planet right now. One team full of heart and fight, and the other full of talent and skill. This isn't just going to be a final. This is going to be an all-time classic. Buckle up. We're about to witness history. I can't, after what I've seen now, I cannot pick against Argentina anymore. I'm going to say somehow, some way. I don't know how exactly it's going to happen. And it's going to seem like Spain's going to win the match. It's going to seem several times like Spain's just more talented. They have more. But Argentina is going to find a way to get this match to extra time. And in extra time, Argentina is going to score a goal, and Argentina is going to be there, and then Spain's class is going to show. And I think we're going to go 2-2 into a penalty shootout, and we're going to have all of the pressure, all of the experience, and Argentina are going to find a way in the penalty shootout to win their second straight World Cup, their fourth straight major tournament. And either way, all the people watching are a winner. What we're all rooting for, give us one more banger. This has been one of the best World Cups ever. All we need is that magical final, and everything is setting up for us to get that magical final. What a moment. What a tournament we've had. The Pug has enjoyed it. I have enjoyed it. Everybody on the planet who's been watching it has enjoyed it. Hopefully this ends it, and by 2030, we never have to hear anyone talk about soccer sucks or any of this stuff. Hopefully everybody just knows, maybe you don't watch it, but you know when the World Cup comes around, you are going to watch it, and you're going to enjoy it because it's one of the most special tournaments ever. And the Pug and I, we've enjoyed this journey with you. We're close to 10,000 subscribers. We're at like 9,200. Please continue to share. I don't know, like I started this journey in May. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I still don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just a teacher from Nebraska. If you're just kind of tuning in shortly, Pug's just a 2-year-old pug, and she's wild. And, you know, I'm a huge sports fan, so now I'm thinking, do I want to keep this going? Maybe, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about some college football content. Let's get 10,000. I got a couple guys, a couple buddies that they're entertaining as hell that are probably going to join me for some college football content. Definitely going to join me for some NFL content. Definitely going to join me when it heats up for March Madness. I'm a huge college basketball guy. But let's enjoy this World Cup. Like, subscribe. Let me know how cute the Pug is. Let me know who you got winning. Let's get 10K, baby. Boom.
Una vez me quedé ahí dormido en la playa y así yo soñé que del cielo bajaba un enjambre de estrellas y la luna plateada y las olas del mar. Engancha y va, tiró con la derecha.